Welcome back to JB Airspace. Today we are diving into the intricate world of the Fenix Simulations A320 MCDU configuration. Whether you are a seasoned virtual pilot or just starting your journey in the skies, mastering the MCDU is crucial for a seamless flight experience. So buckle up as we explore the ins and outs of this essential tool in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The MCDU, or the Multifunction Control Display Unit, is the heart of the A320's flight management system. It's where you input your flight plan, manage your navigation, and ensure your aircraft is operating efficiently. Today, we will break down the configuration process step by step, making it easy for you to follow along. Now that we have set the stage for today's tutorial, let's take a quick look at the overall workflow for setting up the MCDU on the Fenix A320. As you can see, the MCDU setup consists of several key sections, which they are data, Init A, flight plan, secondary flight plan, radio nav, Init B, and performance. Each of these plays a crucial role in ensuring a smooth and efficient flight. Now, let's dive into the first section, which is data. Data page provides access to various systems and databases in the Airbus. Automatically display this page at power up. The pilots may also call it up by pressing data, followed by AC status on the MCDU model. So here you can find the engine type, which is used to calculate predictions, the active database, which is the validity period of the ARAT cycle, a large font, also the secondary database, validity period of the ARAT cycle in small font, and the secondary can be used if the primary database is having issues. So first things first, we already powered up the aircraft and received delivery clearance. Once our aircraft is powered, you will see the Init page, which is right here. And this is where you can input your departure and arrival airports. For our flight today, we will be flying from Miami International Airport to John F. Kennedy. So in this case, you're gonna enter on this section KMIA, which is the code for the airport, and for the Tango Oscar side, you're gonna insert a slash and then follow up by kilo. There you go. As you can already saw, this option were here just disappeared. The Airbus A320 provides you the option, if you have an operational flight plan, you can automatically download it and import it into the MCU. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we are doing everything manually for the benefit of all. Our route for today will be Miami to John F. K, or flight for today will be JetBlue 361. This is the call sign that ATC is gonna this is how ATC is gonna call you. On the IRS Init, all three IRSs are aligned, and you can find that information on the charts located. For example, go to Miami International, ground charts, and lastly we're gonna go for parking brake courts. We are currently situated at Delta 51, which is right here, and you're gonna find the coordinates which is north 5547.8, 5547.8, and west 08017.1, which is already good. It's not too much deviation in this case. Going back, winds, we're gonna request the winds. We have just created from SimBrief. They are just being imported to the aircraft, and that's it. And for the tropple, on the Airbus A320 MCDU, tropple stand for tropopause. The tropopause is the boundary layer between the troposphere and the stratosphere, generally where the weather and clouds stop forming and the air becomes much colder. In flight planning and performance calculations, the tropple setting on the MCDU refers to the altitude at which the tropopause is located. This is important for fuel planning, performance, and flight optimization since the air pressure, temp, and wind characteristic change significantly at this boundary. So you can find when you're creating your sim brief plan under selections, and then go select Echo Zulu Yankee on the OFP layout as I am showing at this moment. The cost index for this flight will be 21, and the cruise flight level will be flight level 370. The temp will be adjusted accordingly automatically, but you can change it if you know that the temp is gonna be different. So for the ground temp, you can receive it through here, which is 17, and the troposphere is 48. 713. Insert. There you go. And that's it. So next, let's input the flight plan data. Navigate to the flight plan page. Here you will enter your waypoints and airways. For a smooth journey, ensure your waypoints are correctly sequenced. Remember, a well-planned route is a key to a successful flight. So, being that said, we are going to overlook our operating flight plan at this moment, and we are scheduled to depart from runway 30. We're gonna select departure here. We're gonna depart from runway 30 via Forest 3 departure, and with a transition with Alera. We're gonna insert the information, and as you can see, the information has been inserted into the FMC. As you may see, these are the waypoints, these are the speed, the track, and the altitude. The same goes for arrival. We're gonna expect the 31 left ILS approach through Carming 4 arrival. Insert, and that's it. Now that we imported and inserted the information, there's at least 1,000 nautical miles from point to point. So once that's done, we practically will set things related to the fixed info, to insert the minimum safe altitudes for reference. Gonna insert fixed info KMIA with a radius of 25 nautical miles, and that information, when you go up here, the flight plan is gonna show on the navigation display. So the same will be done for New York, 25 nautical miles. Perfect. Now that we inserted the information, everything looks good. Sometimes Discontinuities are also part of a procedure to indicate that manual guidance is required, mostly directed by ATC. The preceding legs are called manual legs, manual termination leg. A manual leg stays on a constant track or heading and has no termination point. So once you receive an instruction from ATC, you're just gonna go here, for example, go to direct, select the waypoint that you are being directed. For in this case, gonna select Walde and insert it. So once you do that, you're gonna review and the airplane will continue its journey to the destination. So we're gonna erase this information. And we have already a flight plan set it up. After importing your current flight plan, you go to the flight plan once again and validate that the flight planning makes sense. In this case, I have ATC, but otherwise, if you don't have ATC, just simply go from here, click clear, insert, and that's it. So to validate the flight plan, go to the flight plan page and hit the arrow, follow up all the flight plan, click clear, insert, and you're gonna go directly to the airport. Now, the secondary flight plan key on the MCDU console allows the flight crew to call up the secondary index page and the secondary flight plan page. This secondary flight plan is generally used to prepare diversions, emergency procedures, and alternate routing for predictable runway changes at takeoff or landing. For this case, we will use the secondary flight plan for any emergency that may occur. So in this case, Navigraph does not provide the AOC at this moment, so we will continue, in this case, be using Blackbox 711 tool in order to include this in the secondary flight plan. So as you can see, we will be departing from runway 30. So the plan, as you can see, will be track 304 to 25 nautical miles and hold. So to do that, we're gonna copy the active flight plan page, and to do that, we're gonna depart from runway 30, right? Followed by this. After this specific point, we are going to include the runway /304 and 25 nautical miles from the runway. So we're gonna insert that over here. MCDU is gonna generate a custom name for the waypoint that can be visualized on here as the white line, and then to hold in that position, we're gonna select and then hold. The inbound course will be computed, and inbound course 304, right turn back. And in order to visualize that information, we just entered engine out, standard instrument departure. So on the radio nav page, this page enables the pilot to select or verify the radio navaids tuned for display purposes. These navaids includes VOR DME, TAC, VORTAC, ILS, and ADF. In this case, as you can see over here, the same side or the other side, I must say, it goes over here, BOR 1 and 2. In this case, I selected DHP, which is the nearest BOR here in Miami, 133.90. But otherwise, we can manually tune a BOR. For example, we're gonna select Sierra Juliet Uniform, which is another BOR, 140. These bigger letters tells the pilot that the information has been inserted manually. If you want to revert this action, click clear and ensure. The same goes to the ILS frequency. In this case, our departure runway will match the frequency, so this is okay, but the course on this side will be 304. Having completed the initial data entry, let's move on to the Init B page, where we finalize our flight initialization. On the Init B page, we will input the final details needed for our flight, starting by entering the zero fuel weight, center of gravity, and block fuel, which means its total amount of fuel on board. This is crucial for calculating your fuel efficiency and ensuring you have enough fuel for the entire journey. So to access the Init B page, click on Init, go to the arrow, and you will find the Init B page. On the Fenix A320, normally after importing the flight plan into SimBrief, into the aircraft from SimBrief, you can find this information through here, receive messages, you cannot receive an initial load sheet. So you can say it is preliminary, because when you load the aircraft, you receive a final load sheet. So Fenix Simulations does this thing in great way. So that's how we increase our immersion. So to enter the zero fuel weight, you can find it here, which is 122.2, and the center of gravity is 29.9. Insert here, and for the fuel, you're gonna click down, and fuel intense, which is 17.2. Click. So this is the estimated taxi fuel default to a preset value, usually 400 pounds initially, as you can see here, 0.4. On the trip time displays the trip fuel and time in green when predictions become available. This cannot be modified. On the route reserve percentage, we got display the contingency fuel for the route and the corresponding percentage of the trip fuel in blue. Alternate time is the alternate trip fuel time in blue and green, assuming the cost index is equals to 0 and default cruise flight level. And the final time, so you can see here, the final reserve fuels and time calculated at the alternate airport or destination airport in blue. Depending on the airline fuel policy section of the AMI, which is the airline modifier information. And minimum destination FOB, expected minimum fuel at destination, in blue. Once you do that, we got quick log insert. We verified on the flight plan that the speeds now and the altitudes are now showing on the MCDU flight plan page. So next thing will be mass and balance. With the flag initialized, let's move to the performance page. Here we will configure the aircraft for takeoff. Begin by entering the V speeds, like B1 rotation speed, which is BR, and B2. These speeds are critical for a safe takeoff and are calculated based on the aircraft weight and runway conditions. So on the Fenix, with quick procedure, we are on the mass emballage page. Load aircraft instantly. Now that the aircraft is loaded, we received or are supposed to receive another notification, which is right here. We verify the Init B data that matches with the official load sheet, which is 122.0, 122.0. There you go. And the center of gravity will be 29.9er, which is correct. And the fuel, 17 pounds, 238. Now, going to the electronic flight bag, go over here to the performance calculator. Our departure runway for today will be runway 30. Sync the weights with the aircraft, flaps 1, and calculate. So as you can see here, the B1 rotation speed will be 142 knots, B2 143, transition altitude 18,000 or flight level 180, throttle reduction and acceleration will be 1,510 feet. The same goes for the engine out acceleration on the flex 70 with flex 1, and the trim will be down 0.0. The clean speed configuration will be 206 knots. So let's input the information into the MCDU. Going to the performance page, and now we're gonna insert 142. Same goes with the rotation speed, and 143. Transition altitude 180, the flight level, correct, and the throttle direction acceleration 1,510 feet. For the engine out acceleration will be 1,600 feet. The same goes over here. 1,600 feet. The flex time will be 70. And finally, the flaps will be 1, down 0.0, and that's quite it. The clean speed 206 and 206 matches, which is correct. Now on the climb phase in the performance, to select the speed you want to maintain if needed, because the MCDU already automatically calculates the speeds based on the standard instrument departure. So that's pretty it. With the Init B and performance pages configured, your MCDU setup is completed and you're ready for a successful flight. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more flight simulation content. And as always, feel free to leave any questions or just suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and until the next time, keep the blue side up and happy flying!